I'm excited to announce the upcoming release of my publication, MDA Chronicle Haiti Country Condition, set to release in early March 2025, God's willing. To complement the publication, I am hosting this podcast series to introduce key themes from the MDA Chronicle. The series aims to inspire dialogue, generate interest, and build a committed audience. MDA Chronicle Podcast, Episode 2, Haiti's Historical Tapestry. Part 1, Considering the U.S. Occupation of Haiti. On today's podcast, we have an outstanding presentation by one of my colleagues on the very important topic of the U.S. occupation. Ralph Louissaint has a passion and a strong background in history, with an honors degree in history, majoring in Middle Eastern studies, but he is certainly well versed in Haitian history as well. Listen, learn, share, and find a way to provide your input.
Hello, good day. My name is Ralph Louissaint. I'm a writer historian, and today we're going to look at an important slice of history of Haiti, specifically focusing on the reasons behind the U.S. occupation between 1915 and 1934. So basically, we're going to look at what were the impacts, also what were the conditions prior to the occupation, what led to the occupation. So we'll be having a conversation with regards to those really important events, and I hope you stay tuned to enjoy. Thank you. All right, so if you look at some of the reasons behind the U.S. occupation, Haiti, as we all know, there's a lot of political instability that was going around. Specifically, prior to the occupation, there was about a rollover of more than 10 U.S. presidents. So the last one being President Villebrun Guillaume Sam. The other thing, too, is as we started in 1915, we were already well into the World War I, and U.S. sought to prevent powers from, specifically Germany, from having an influence over America, and that was influencing their American backyard within the Americas, influence that we like to refer to as the Monroe Doctrine. So German immigrants in Haiti had established a significant economic and commercial influence, causing Europe's fear that Germany might use Haiti as a naval base during World War I. So basically, later on in the century, where we had the Cold War and being afraid of the Russians, earlier century just replaced that with Germany and Germany's influence, because Germany at the time had a lot of influence, not only in Haiti, but in parts of South America, Argentina, Chile. Haiti was just another part of it. And the other thing, too, that is really important to remember is that Haiti was also repaying its foreign debts and slavery debts from the past. So the U.S. Came to Haiti as a means to make sure that Haiti continues to repay their debts, reparations from the slave time era, and also they were providing for more high interest debt to Haiti. In order to have them in this debt slavery. So let's move forward. So some of the reasons that we find in Haiti at the time was also, I just mentioned, the maritime influence. The industrial banking investment was really important. So some of the key German economic strongholds that we saw, Brazil had a large German influence, Argentina, Chile, and Haiti was a transition port where a lot of these goods would come to before they head out to Europe. So also, Germany had a lot of influence. They would marry some of the Haitians' elites. They would impose their maritime laws. So, so the U.S. wanted to curb, basically. They were trying to see the best way as to how to curb their influence. So some of the political impacts was a loss of sovereignty for Haiti's government. In 1917, you had the dissolution of the Haitian legislature. So the U.S. forced Haiti's legislature to dissolve, and it resisted a new constitution that followed foreign land ownership. Also, it was imposed another constitution in 1918, where the U.S. drafted under the President Woodrow Wilson, a constitution replacing Haiti's existing, permitting foreign ownership of land for the first time since Haiti's independence. And then we had more and more centralization of power, where the occupation centralized authority in Port-au-Prince, weakening regional governance and exacerbating inequalities. So other provinces in Haiti, whether the Jacmel area, whether it's the North area, some services, the same way we have in Canada, where you could get renew your driver's license, your passport, pretty much anywhere across the country. So now just figure everything was pretty much centralized in Port-au-Prince, and without any roads or anything like that to renew certain documentation could possibly mean the trip back to Port-au-Prince from another area could take overall at least a good 2 to 3 weeks of traveling by foot and so on. So that was really important thing to remember. Also, the other thing, political impact, we have to look at the creation of the Haitian army, one of the modern version. It was called Haitian Gendarmerie, where the U.S. established and controlled its military police, from which became a tool for oppression after their departure. So the economics impacts led to this. Here's some important economic impacts: the control of Haitian finances, debt repayments to U.S. banks that we mentioned earlier. So the infrastructure development. So the U.S. built roads, bridges, and buildings, but these projects primarily served American economic and military interests than local needs. So a lot of these buildings, federal buildings, who were still up all the way up till, I would say, the 2010 earthquake, some might still be around. No major infrastructure program took place in Haiti since the U.S. occupation. That's important to remember, due to what? Most likely the corruption that took place, the funds being allocated to elsewhere, and embezzlement, and so on and so forth. So also you had labor exploitation. So forced labor, which was known at the time as corvée, was implemented for public works project, which Haitians perceive as a return to slavery. So the corvée was meant to be done most likely by the lower tier class of the Haitian population that was supervised under the Marines to execute those work. So besides that, there was some really social and cultural impacts. So as we can see with the U.S. occupation, we mentioned the German economic force in Haiti. So it created racial tensions, and we could still see the effects today. So the occupation exacerbated racial tension between Haiti's black majority and its mulatto elite, as American often favored the lighter-skinned elite. So this also creates cultural suppression, where the U.S. official dismiss and suppress voodoo religion as an integral part of Haitian culture, labeling as backward and uncivilized. Education reform as well. American administrators attempt to impose a U.S.-style education system, which often conflict with Haitian tradition and values. So the Haitian, which were more is a French country, so they followed the French system, academic system. And also you had the erosion of national pride to that. So the occupation was seen as an humiliation betrayal of Haiti's history as the first independent black republic. So basically created also, usually when you have occupation, it creates resistance movements. So one of the resistance movements was the CACO, and it was led by Charlemagne Perrault, who resisted occupation, and it forced a legacy of anti-imperialism. Okay, so that was a really key important figure. So some of the other things that we could bear witness were a lot of it created some of the military impact was the militarization of Haiti. So the trained military, a lot of historians believe that might have been the inception of what you will see later down the line as multiple military coups that took place in Haiti. The suppression of uprising. So American forces brutally suppressed resistance movements, including the CACO rebellion that I mentioned earlier. So legacy of armed forces. So the militarized structure established during the occupation contributed decades of political instability and authoritarian rule after the U.S. withdrawal. So that's really important. That was the legacy of armed forces. So basically, the government saw the military as as an extended arm of authoritarian regime and enforce law and order throughout the country. So the economic, if we move forward, we could see what were some of the economic impacts. So there was unequal development. Infrastructure projects benefited urban elites and Americans, but did little to improve conditions for rural Haitian. That's what we mentioned, because of the centralized government. So a lot of these rural areas, as I mentioned, some area, if you had a highway, let's say reuniting the South to Port-au-Prince, like a Jeremy, for instance, by car would be maybe 3 hours, right? But with no roads, it could be a 12 to 18 hour journey sometimes in some specific parts of the South or the North, based on there's no horse. People have to go up on sometimes on donkeys and so on and so forth. And people, desperate people, some of them want to keep it as it because that's their means to survive, because they're being in that survival state. So it's important to remember that as well while taking that information into consideration. So if we move forward in terms of the international relations, so the U.S. domination of the Caribbean, the occupied, cemented American influence in the region, contributing to the U.S. perception of Haiti as a client state. So what we mean by that specifically is the U.S. aid type of programs that they have, U.S. aid, and international banks. So Haiti would consistently be dependent economically on U.S. or U.S.-backed financial help programs to assist the impoverished nation. So Haiti's image abroad, so basically it didn't do good, it tarnished the image. So the occupation reinforced stereotypes of Haiti as a failed state, needed external intervention, harming Haiti's international reputation. And this is basically, we're talking about the 1910s, the 1920s, etc., till 1930s. So you can make a parallel until today that we could still see that Haiti is still living this nightmarish outcomes that started centuries ago, as we could see. All right. So the other thing too that is important to remember is that the Haitian people are definitely a resilient people, and of despite of the circumstances, they still find a way to fight. Right. So what we've seen, what I was mentioning earlier, because that was the foundation. I mean, all these programs, political instability, it created found a legacy almost of dictatorships, where the central militarized system left behind by the U.S. set the stage for authoritarian regimes. Weak democratic institutions, dismantling Haiti's legislative and judicial institution weakened the country's ability to self-govern effectively. So enduring distrust of foreign powers, which is really important, as Haiti was later occupied. Last major occupation was back in 2004. So there was definitely a distrust in foreign powers, and now with the advent of gangs in Haiti, being armed to the teeth as like a military soldiers and power, and their distrust for, again, foreign powers, as is mentioned, with a lot of leaders being interviewed. The question is, what really happened? So the American, as a conclusion, the American occupation of Haiti definitely altered the country's trajectory, deepening inequalities, weakening its institutions, and also fostering a legacy of political instability and external dependency. While some infrastructure improvement occurred, they primarily served U.S. interests, leaving Haiti with long-term challenges that persisted. Okay, so so basically, if you look, I mentioned earlier that Germany played a really important role at the beginning of World War II, but again, there were the same, what we call the same political actors that were there, international political actors such as France. We can see France maintain cultural economic ties with Haiti. And as I mentioned, there was a debt that they were paying. So Haiti, for about 122 years, so basically crippled the Haitian indemnity. So crippling Haiti's economy, based on the fact they had to pay the French reparations for their independence. While at the time, France did pay some reparation to slave owners in Haiti that was known as Saint-Domingue earlier on, and that's important also to remember as well. And we know what happened to the United States. We already covered that, the different ways that they kept a stronghold on the country. So basically, these elements are what caused, we view the cause and the effects of that occupation. And we studied as well, Germany had a substantial economic footprint across the Caribbean up to World War One, and as you know, Germany faces blockades and anti-German sentiment. Despite these setbacks, Germany's cultural democratic persisted, especially in South America. So a lot of people did return to Germany, or a lot of them migrated in South America, Brazil, Argentina, Chile. So their German population increased by a lot. So that's what I wanted to share with you today with Mouvement Diaspora Haitian Chronicle, MDA Chronicle. Thank you so much for having me today. Because I think these are a really important conversation that gives context to the current state of Haiti. So thank you very much. See you next time.
So, you've heard the historian. He provided valuable insights into a crucial historical event that significantly shaped Haiti's social, political, and economic landscape. Undoubtedly, the U.S. occupation was driven by power dynamics, governance interests, and geopolitical expediency. However, the focus now must shift to us. We must come together, organize, and take decisive action to reverse its lingering negative effects and chart a thriving future for Haiti. Part 2. Key historical milestones and how history shapes current realities. Here's a short, compelling list of key historical milestones and interesting facts about Haiti. Key historical milestones. 1. 1804. Haitian independence. Haiti became the first black republic and the first nation in the Western Hemisphere to abolish slavery after a successful revolution against the French colonial rule. 2. 1825. French debt imposed on Haiti. France demanded 150 million francs in reparations for lost property, crippling Haiti's economy for generations. 3. 1915 to 1934, U.S. occupation of Haiti. The United States occupied Haiti for nearly 2 decades, restructuring its financial institutions and reinforcing socio-political control that had lasting impacts. 4. 1937, Parsley Massacre. Thousands of Haitians were massacred by Dominican forces under the orders of Raphael Trujillo in a brutal act of ethnic cleansing along the border. 5. 1945. Haiti joins the United Nations. As a founding member of the UN, Haiti played a role in shaping the post-World War II global order and advocating for human rights. 6. 1957 to 1986. The Duvalier dictatorship. François Papadoc Duvalier and later his son Jean-Claude Baby Doc Duvalier ruled Haiti with an iron fist, leading to political strife and economic challenges. 7. 1990. First democratic elections. Jean-Bertrand Aristide was elected in Haiti's first free and fair elections, marking a turning point in the nation's democratic development. 2010. Devastating earthquake. A catastrophic earthquake struck Haiti, causing massive loss of life and destruction, and leading to a global humanitarian response. Interesting facts about Haiti. 1. Olympic participation. Haiti first competed in the Olympics in 1924 and won a bronze medal in the 1928 Games for free rifle shooting, its only Olympic medal to date. 2. League of Nations membership. Haiti was one of the original members of the League of Nations in 1920, advocating for smaller nations on the international stage. 3. Sheltering European refugees. After World War II, Haiti offered refuge to Jewish and European refugees fleeing Nazi persecution, demonstrating its humanitarian spirit. 4. First black-led republic to recognize Israel as well as Greece's independence. Haiti was one of the first countries to support Greece's independence struggle in early 19th century, offering moral and diplomatic support. 5. Rich cultural heritage. Haiti is known for its vibrant art, music, and literature, with voodoo playing a significant role in shaping its cultural identity and spiritual practices. 6. Haitian Creole. a national identity. Unlike many former colonies, Haiti established Haitian Creole, a language born from African and European influences, as a co official language alongside French. 7. Cité de la Ferrière. Haiti is home to the largest fortress in the Americas, built by former slaves to defend against a potential return of the French. How history shapes current realities. Let us now take a moment to reflect on how history shapes Haiti's current realities. By this point, based on previous discussions, our audience should have a solid understanding of Haiti's history. Having delved into key events such as the US occupation, significant historical events and circumstances tend to yield one of two outcomes: positive or negative. While constructive and progressive results are always the goal, Haiti's journey presents a complex narrative of both formidable challenges and remarkable triumphs. Over the past 50 years, Haiti, the first black republic, once celebrated as La Perle des Antilles, has endured relentless hardship, upheaval, and regression. Without the meaningful reform and progress, the nation risks being labeled a failed state. As scripture warns, quote, "Your country is desolate. Your cities are burnt with fire. Your land, strangers devour its produce in your presence. It is desolate, as if overthrown by foreigners." End of quote. Social and political unrest have become the norm, infiltrating cities, institutions, and the very fabric of government. A generation of elites, officers, and leaders continues to operate with impunity, placing self-interest above the sanctity of human life and national welfare. Again, scripture reminds us, quote, "Your rulers are rebels, companions of thieves. They all love bribes and chase after payments. They do not defend the cause of the fatherless. The widow's case does not come before them." End of quote. Today, tension and violent conflicts persist, whether between gangs and law enforcement, or between the government and the nation's economic elite. These struggles are not merely isolated events. They are the legacy of unresolved issues passed down through generations. However, we now stand at a pivotal moment in history. It is incumbent upon us, this generation, to rise to the occasion, address these long-standing challenges, and work toward restoring balance and order in Haiti. The responsibility is ours to shape a future of peace, prosperity, and justice for the generations to come. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. Stay tuned for more insights and discussions as we continue this journey toward meaningful change. Shalom.